So the real deal is when you were trying to pull funds through selling the watches, right? Does the watch really retain the value, or if anything at all, make any profit for you when you cash it out?
Okay, so I did that. I can say yes, right? It may not be as fast as what you want. I mean, the speed of transacting of watch depends on the price.
Right.
So if you are selling, like, if everybody's selling this watch at 40,000 and you put 35,000, tomorrow somebody will just grab it from you. Or if they're selling at 40,000 and you're like thinking, okay, I want to sell at like maybe 38,000, then you may wait like 1 month, 2 months. So it depends at the point of time. Today, if you post a watch, I think it will take you about 3 months to 6 months to get fair value. But if you are selling under value, like to the dealer Tao price, like 20% under value, then I think you can get rid of it in 1 or 2 days. Yeah. Yeah. If the watch is trending like 40,000, you're willing to let go at 35,000, like really urgent, I think you can get it, because it's a very open market and dealers are looking to buy that watch. Because if I can buy from you at 35, I can sell at 40. Yeah.
These are all relative numbers.
Yeah.
If I bought it at 20, selling at 35, it's still a profit. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
So the question again back to it is that when you were selling it back then to raise funds for property purchase, you said there was some profit.
Yeah.
But is there a percentage we can like roughly?
Okay, so I would say if you're looking at that, because of the time that I bought the watch, watches have generally appreciated about 35%, and I saw it at that 35% gain. But maybe 20% of what is the market trending price.
Okay. So 35% is in how long? Correct.
How long? About
roughly
because I sold about 6 pieces or to 7 pieces, so different watches are different. But I would say by and large about 3 to 7 years.
Okay.
Holding for about 3 to 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting insight from a point of view that people really trade the watch rather than be able to copy out a theory. I think this is really a practical view on how we see market. Yeah, I think one thing that I really get from you is that you still have to be patient. Like, it's not that we buy this watch today and then tomorrow suddenly we can sell it at a 30% gain or what. Yeah, but another thing that I really see is that if I really need the money, it's still liquid. Maybe I make a loss, but it's still liquid. I still can sell it anytime I really want. So, yeah.
But to a large extent, you have to have a bit of holding power. Like when I was raising funds, it's not like I need the money tomorrow. It's like I need the money in 9 months. So you have to pre-plan what you when do you want it. Because if you want to sell it just next week, then you probably have to sell it at a lower price, because time is the speed of the transaction.
And just to dive in a bit further, when you sold the watches, was that the period where the economy was in recession?
It was slightly before COVID time.
Okay.
It was slightly before COVID time. But I want to say that the watches today, at the time of this podcast, they are trading at about 15% lesser than what I sold it for.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I sold it, it went up a little bit and then it came down. But at the price I sold it versus the prices today I can rebuy the same watch at 15% discount. Yeah.
Because there was this impression where, before the pandemic happened, the economy is doing well. People having enough money to buy luxury watches. So perhaps that could be the reason. But then again, what actually really happened was also because of pandemic, and then there was also a boom during that period, right? Where watches, they start to talk about discontinue manufacturing or this slow down production. And then prices went even further, right?
Yes, they went crazy. So sometimes when you look at like a COVID, like a recession, and people think like, oh, the market is going to crash, in fact, it doubled at that point of time. So it's very, it's not, it doesn't really make sense.
So from this experience, we can generalize and say that maybe a Rolex watch might really have a bit more liquidity, and not necessarily a loss when you have to sell it during a bad time, such as a recession. It could even mean you might cash out some profit.
I would say that during 2019 to 2022, which it was the peak of the market, this was it's a one-in-a-lifetime thing that happened over the last 20 years. It doesn't happen often. I would say to be conservative, or to be, if you really talk about investing and talking about value, you just look at 3% appreciation a year is fair value. If you're talking about 30% jump or 50% jump is a very rare thing. Maybe you just happen to buy the watch. One Hollywood actor wear the watch in the movie, he get popular, or he jumped down somewhere, skydive somewhere with that watch, and then suddenly Other than that, I think 3% is about right for the classes that we're talking about, like Rolex or maybe AP or maybe Patek. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you buy a Hublot, today it's like after 20 years you still lose money selling the watch. Yeah.
And like
Yeah, you just like it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So currently, how many watches you own?
I have about 50. I mean, luxury range, tradable. I mean, about 15. I mean, about 10 to 12 of watches that are like those you buy 1,000, 2,000 Versace watches and all that, but those are not tradable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So then, when it comes to valuation and measuring the ROI, how do you evaluate the worth of the piece then?
Okay. So mainly it's really on market trading price. This like stock market. How do you evaluate stock market? You see the stock trading price. You can count the PE ratio. You can count the intrinsic value, all that. But it doesn't trade at that price. Then it's not. So it's really just market trading price. But for me, usually I just buy what I like and more of those pieces that are more tradable, more sought after. If you want to buy an expensive watch like a Philip, like a complication watch, which is expensive in retail but very not tradable, nobody's looking for it, then it's at your own risk. So if you really like the watch, buy it, keep it long term. Maybe look at 10, 15, 20 years. Don't try to sell it like if you're in need of money and then sell the watch. It's not going to make you money. Yeah.
Because like when we look at a sports model for Rolex ranges, before the pandemic happened, they were not as skyrocketed in prices as right now, right? So now in hindsight, after things have happened, the price has moved up quite a fair bit.
Yeah.
So now the question is, would you then now look at today's price and say, yeah, it's still sensible to buy at their current price because it will still likely appreciate, like you say, maybe 3%?
Yes.
Yeah. And it still makes sense for us to look at buying it. Or you would say maybe not now because things have gone up quite fast.
If you talk about today, I would say today is a buyer's market. Buyer's market meaning that when prices are going up, the transactions are very fast. So if you are looking at to buy a Daytona, for example, then suddenly that piece is sold. Then suddenly next week is 1K more expensive. Then you wait 1 month, okay, never mind. Then it went up 3K. So when it's like on the uptrend, people have this urgency to buy. So if you don't buy, it's going to go up. So people keep buying. But in the down market, surprisingly, people just, I have no urgency to buy, so I just wait and hold. And then the prices sort of stabilize. But because it's not going to move or fluctuate very quickly, so you have all the time in the world to slowly choose your pieces. So now it's a buyer's market. But looking at the watch price today, I'm definitely think that if you have the fund, the resources, you have set aside some money to put into some of this. I think now is a good time to slowly look and buy. I've recently bought 2 watches in the last 1 year, and in the last 1 year, those pieces I think have dropped another 5%. But 5% is not a big hit for me. I mean, because you just wear it and you like the watch, right? But in the last 1 year, it has sort of stabilized. But I'm still buying, and I think now is a very good time to buy, to upgrade. So in a down market, what you want to do is you want to upgrade. You want to buy the more expensive pieces because you can sell your GMT Master at a 10% profit. But if you want to buy like a Patek Philippe, it's going to cost you way more. So today, I bought a watch last year. At the peak of the market, it's like 260,000. And I'm not going to buy the watch for 260,000. I bought it last year for I think 126,000.
Oh, that's a
huge jump, more than 50%, man.
50%. Yeah. I mean, at 260,000, I would not buy. I would not have the opportunity to buy it. So I sold 2 Rolex watches at a lower cost. I lost on those, but when I sort of buy that bigger piece, then it makes sense for me, lah.
Yep. Just like you read it.
Yeah. It's like you sell low, you buy low, and then you buy high. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So is there any advice? Speaking of the funds, just like you mentioned, you set some funds,
Yeah.
So is there any advice on in terms of allocation by how much money should we set aside first, before we can touch on to this kind of luxury assets?
Okay, I will always say have your portfolio ready first, your long-term investment first, your protection first, your emergency fund, and all that is well and good. Then we go into luxury to enjoy a little bit, celebrate our success, celebrate some milestone like maybe a wedding anniversary or like maybe a promotion, and then that creates meaning for that watch. And when you buy like a watch during your wedding day, you will not want to sell it, right? Unless it's really, really urgent, right? So you create meaning. That I think works very well for me. And then I would say not more than 15% of your portfolio should be in this asset class.
1.5?
150 is still high. Yeah, no more than 15. If you're speculative, you suddenly have that poison in you, that suddenly you have that craze. Not more than 20% of your portfolio should be in such asset class, because
The poison starts. The poison starts when you get the first one.
yes, first one, and then the second, third, and then it lasts for a while. Some people last longer than others.
So because when we were talking about ROI earlier, you said maybe you should be expecting a safe 3% year on year. But you also mentioned things like a high end, such as a Patek Philippe piece, actually went up more than 1/4.
Yeah,
and that was in a span of less than 2 years.
Yes, that is during the COVID time. But like what I say, it's like a very rare thing that happened. And when it happened, nobody really understand how it happened. But now it's like down from there like 50%. Yeah. So if you are anticipating another event that happened, I don't know, maybe another COVID, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So then what factors do you think is most significant that will influence the appreciation of watch value then?
Okay, so if you look at like some people say, you go to auction and then, a Daytona is selling for all-time high, like 14 million, 20 million, Patek Philippe. Those watches are not watches that are typically like worn. It's usually like brand new in box, full set, like collector edition, and keep in the safe for 30, 40, 50 years, and then suddenly that watch happened to, not every watch is going to be popular, but that watch happened to be popular, and then they go for auction, and then it can.
It's brand new. I always had the impression those watches gonna ricocheted by rounds.
There are some.
Then
there are
value of World War II piece.
Yeah, there are some like the Paul Newman is very worn. Yeah, but it's because Paul Newman. Okay, so the story of Paul Newman is that during the Daytona era, when they come up, Paul Newman is a very, very ugly watch and nobody wants it. So it was not doing well, it was not selling well, so Royce discontinued it. Paul Newman wore the watch, won the race, and then suddenly this watch is like, wow, suddenly become popular. And because they don't have too many pieces, because it's very scarce, then suddenly that it creates that value there. So sometimes these are things that you cannot predict at the point of purchase, right? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So maybe you can also share some practical tips for the investors, or maybe for our audience. So as someone who is really new in this kind of luxury watch space, is there any advice which you want to give them? Like maybe you can start with some models first.
Okay, so I help a lot of people got their first watch, because some people, they will come and ask me, say, hey, bro, looking for a watch, what do you recommend and all that. Yeah. So I remember those times. So the first thing is, what do you like? I will always say, what do you like? But if you want to be safe in terms of value, then for Rolex, it's always the safest brand, because Rolex has been trading. If you go to Hong Kong, Macau, they are trading Rolexes for longest time, right? And then go for what we call the Holy Trinity in the sports watch, the grill pieces, the Daytona, the GMT, and the Submariner. You can never go too wrong with these three pieces, because it's always there. I once asked a dealer, they told me for every like 50 to 100 date jars, there's only one sport watch. That's the ratio. So imagine 50 to 100 date jars, that's one GMT. Then another 50 to 100, then they have the second GMT. Then the 50 to another 50 to 100 watches, then another Submariner. So that's that ratio that.
Okay.
That I don't know how true is that. Yeah.
So 古惑仔 not so educated. They make a poor choice.
if you watch 古惑仔number 3, episode 3, then episode 4. Then you see the chicken and the Hao Nan. They had this Rolex on the beer can, and then they trade. It's actually a Rolex Daytona, the blackface and the so they have good taste in watch.
So is there any common mistakes that the people who buy watch they should avoid?
Okay, common mistakes. I would say that if you buy from a reputable store and it's real, you would not make so much mistake. But if you are buying on Carousel, there's a lot of fake watches out there. And today, I do buy some what we call super clone, just to take a look at it. And I do have, and I actually show that watch to some of the dealers. Some dealers may not even be able to outrightly tell you that this is a fake watch. So, the clone is getting so good. So, if you're buying on Carousel or you're buying from a friend, I think the main thing is to authenticate the watch. Get the watch open, let the watchmaker look at it, make sure that it's authentic. And if it's authentic, then I think it's good to go. Of course, check market price. Don't overpay for something. Yeah.
So I think this also brings us to another point about authenticity. So like for example, when we do the transaction, let's say I really like this piece of watch and then I just want to buy it already. So should we just check first on the whether is it authentic or not, and then we transact on the same day, or should we just buy and then we go and find the people?
So recently we also know there's a lot of scams, right? So everything, even buy concert ticket, Swiss ticket also got scam. Okay, so always authenticate the watch first. If you're buying just from a third party, like from online, always authenticate the watch first before you transact. So meet it at the watchmaker, pay a admin fee like $50-$100 to authenticate the watch, make sure the watch is genuine, and then you buy. But if you buy from a store, a reputable store, then usually the watch is usually real because if it's reputable. But there are some stores that also sell fake watches, right? I mean, they real and then they get a piece, and so just try to do your due diligence because it doesn't help if you buy something and then realize that it's fake, and then the store is like 3 years later no more.
So the due diligence, will you recommend that people should go to Rolex Center themselves rather than just to the dealers out there?
Okay, Rolex Center, the problem is very hard to transact because Rolex Center, the way they operate is you give them the watch, they tell you come back 6 hours later or 2 days later for them to check the watch and then tell you what is. So they don't do authentication. They only do like repairs or servicing, right? So you have to send your watch as a servicing. Then they will check the whole watch and then make sure what are the parts that need to be changed, and then they give you a code. Then you can reject the code or you can say, okay, I go ahead with the servicing. So that is their so-called alternate way to do the authentication.
So if there is, let's say, don't say the whole entire watch mechanism is fake. Let's say they're real stuff, but maybe let's just, for example, the sapphire glass is fake. Then what does Rolex Center do? Okay, they point out so you also know, okay, there's some parts it's not real.
Yes. So if let's say just a sapphire glass, so I don't think that's a big problem. That do happen. So they will just tell you, do you want to replace it? If not, they just return you the watch. Usually something like that.
Okay.
But if you reject the code, they will charge you an admin fee of $100 to $150 if you reject. The admin fee is for checking, because there was a time that it's free and everybody used this method to authenticate, and then Rolex Center is like so busy, so they are now going to charge you a fee for this. But it's not practical because you have to wait 6 hours to 2 days depending on the watch and all that, and the service time. So it's very troublesome. So usually third party watchmaker they're able to do it, but I go for those reputable ones. Yeah.
Okay. Then now, I think we have some question that has been posed. So we wanted to ask you something outside of what we have prepared. Like, for a start, we've understood a lot about the watch journey of yours. Maybe you can share with us a bit more on how you accumulate the wealth to start even investing in such asset classes.
Okay, so how I accumulate the wealth is actually through my day job. So I'm a financial services director, so I just sell insurance, and then I build a team of people, train them to sell insurance, and I get a small like a overrider on whatever they do, and from there that became my day job. So when I started, I really collected only when there's like a milestone, like if there's a promotion or I have some extra cash, then I buy. But over time, as we grow a bit older, the career get more stabilized, you buy your house ready, you have a good car, then you have some extra cash, you invest it, you still have some extra cash, then you can buy the watch. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a speculative asset class now?
I think that it's speculative to a certain extent. It doesn't swing as much as like NFTs of cryptocurrency. It doesn't swing that much because, like what I say, there's always a base retail price. Even if you are buying a second-hand watch that is like under retail price, there's always a base price that, if you want it brand new, this is the price. So I'm selling you like 30% off brand new price. I think there's also another group of people who sort of purchase watches from what we call the authorized dealers. So usually, because if a watch like Daytona is trading for, let's say, 19,000-20,000 at retail, and then outside is 40,000. So some people say, oh, can I just get it from the dealer, from the authorized dealer at 19,000? The short answer is no, because they won't sell your watch 19,000 and tomorrow you sell for 40,000. Okay, but the long answer is actually what they do is they bundle products. So they will sell you 4 or 5 different watches.
The not so popular ones.
The not so popular ones, the they just that they have, or not, those are not popular, and those will accumulate losses. That means if you straight buy and sell, you accumulate, and the accumulate losses is roughly around 20,000. They will give you that Daytona, so it will be
20,000.
Yes, it will be end up the same, but you get it new from the
You get more price, you get more watch, but all these are useless watch.
Yeah, then you sell it at a loss, and then you get that watch, but that watch is like brand new with your name. Otherwise, then you just buy it 40,000 at the grey market. Yeah.
From those authorized dealers, lah.
From authorized dealers, because they have to package the watch, because they cannot just sell you the popular ones, and then what they do with the 200.
And you can't really get them in from Rolex directly also, right? I realized like when I go to Ion, then I go inside, then I ask them, hey, you got some of this model? They say, have, can come and take a look. But we're not here to sell. Here is experiential. It means you see only, no stock one. You can only see. You want, you queue lah.
Yes. No, the queue is last time there's a queue, but now last time they call it a waiting list. Now they call it like a wish list or like a express interest list. So they don't give it to you. They give it to the people who are spends. So if let's say I know Simon and I know Simon, you don't mind to buy some watches. I say, hey Simon, why don't you take these 2 day dates? That's platinum and it's very expensive, and you should take hit. And with that, then the next GMT that comes in, I'll give
expensive.
Then if you bundle and you're open to work with them like that, so that they can sell off the other pieces, then they'll give you the watch. But if you just go in and say I want to buy this piece, they're not going to sell you anything.
Okay. Then do you think this watch asset class appreciate better than equities in the long term?
No, definitely no. Equities long term, they are going like 8 to 12%, 10%. Like what I say, watches is like 3%, but you wear, it's on your hand, you feel good, that's that different factor. Yeah, but long-term equities still perform much better than watches, in general.
So if you can go back to a start, right, will you still be investing in watches?
I think enjoy my watch experience, and of course my watch experience changed, the taste in watch also changed, but I would say that this experience of defined my life as well. I would not say that I will not invest, but I would say that I will still do the same thing. But I mean, now I'm at a place different, so I mean the selection of watches that I choose now will be different like 15 years ago. But that's the journey that everybody has to go through, and I enjoy. I mean, it's a hobby. I mean, for guys, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
What do we buy? Like necklace, ring? It doesn't really work. Bag, yeah. So it's only car and watches, right? Yeah. So something like that.
Do you keep your what's the longest watch that you had?
I have the Air King is still with me.
Oh wow!
Yeah, for 19 years, but it's in my father's house in his safe, because when I have so many watches, they say, hey, lend me your old one. So I passed to him and never came back to me, but I stayed with him.
So how much does the Air King fetch today?
Wow.
That watch is an old model, it's not a real, and no box, no paper and all that. So I would think maybe 3, 4.
Okay,
3, 4, I think. It doesn't really appreciate more because it's not a hot model.
Right.
Yeah, but I think 3K should be able to get lah. But I bought it at 1K, like.
But then it's still event.
Yeah, it's my first watch. So I probably will not sell it. And what do I do with $3,000 today?
Yeah,
so I'd rather keep the watch. But yeah,
more memorable.
Yeah, it's more memorable.
Maybe you can show us some of your watch collection then tell us a bit more like how this was, because you said you bought it based on an event and milestone, right? Maybe you can tell us a bit more.
For some, but not all. Because after that, at one time the poison was strong, and when so it's started to buy like, I'm also a victim of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let me show you some of my watches. Okay, so I have a lot of Daytonas. So like Daytona is like the flagship model. So have it with the oyster flag bracelet and then with the gold. This one is one of my first Daytona. So I actually traded my brand new GMT. The one that I told you I bought, the brand new GMT Master, I traded for this. So I sold that at like 11,000 and I bought this at 20,500.
Oh.
And today, a gold watch you can never, and it's a Daytona, you can never get it at 20,000.
Yeah. So this 20K
this
was how long ago?
This is, I bought it at 5 years. This is at 2011. Yeah, 2011.
2011, so it's about.
So then do they, this
17
20K
years.
watch, how much
Yeah.
do you fetch then?
I think in the market easily you can go for lay long, easily you can go for 40,000 at least, because it's a I mean today the Panda is going for like 40,000. This is a gold watch. This is a Zenith model, and it's very rare. But this doesn't come with box and paper. It's just the watch. And 15 years ago nobody talked about box and paper.
Yeah.
But recent times box and paper is like very very important. Yeah. So I don't really wear it today. So the last time I brought it for servicing in Rolex, it cost me 2,500 to service this watch.
Oh.
They actually quote me 4,000 plus. So I told them this part don't change. Then discount. Okay. I mean a lot of things we want it to keep in original condition lah. So 2,000 plus net, and then ever since then, I didn't wear the watch. I went to put the stickers and I didn't wear the watch. So it's in the safe. So you can see it oxidized. I mean, real gold is oxidized. So you can see the color is a bit like orangey. But you can always, take off the upper. Yeah. I mean, you don't really have to polish. Just say a razor, you rub it, the oxidation will go off.
But some of the people really like vintage. I don't think they don't mind the.
They prefer it. They prefer it's like patina.
And then they like it.
Yeah, they
natural,
prefer.
it's just natural.
Yeah.
Natural aging.
Yeah, so that's one. Then my last purchase was this. So this was trending about 250, 260. Yeah, and I bought it for 126. Today it's like 120. Yeah, so after I wore this, I think it's very yeah.
Down pay my house.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's a nice piece.
I mean, it's a nice piece. It's not easy to get, but it only retails, I think, for like maybe 80,000 only, something like that.
That's if you can get it lah.
Yeah.
You will not be able to get it. You will not be able. But there has always like, okay, you have to buy certain pieces that's not collectible and then they sell. It always, because how do they get rid of the other stuff? I mean, it's not that it's a business model that you have to understand, right? So if you want it fast tomorrow, and even if you buy those pieces, you have to wait. But if you want it like tomorrow, today's my anniversary, and then you just have to buy in the grey market. Yeah. So that's that. So this is a Panerai. It's a very, very big piece. I bought it maybe about 8 to 10 years ago. So that at the point it was still trending, but today nobody looks at Panerai, but I think it's a very rugged watch.
Yeah.
I wore this during my reservice time,
Oh,
so you can bring it out field tested, no problem. Very sturdy, all that, right? Oh, I have this. This is another one that I really love. So, I mean, I'm showing you the ones that I bought recently.
This is AP lah.
Yeah, so this is AP. So actually, during COVID, I actually watched a show. It's on Netflix. It's called Damascus Cover. And it's about an Israeli spy. And he sort of like posed as a businessman. He was wearing this watch. And I keep looking at the watch. And wow, that's nice. Then I keep pausing the scene. I pause the scene like, I mean, I watched Damascus Cover, just look at this watch like 3 or 4 times, the whole show. And then pause at the scene for many times. And then try to take picture and all that. And after that, I really like this watch. So at the point when I saw it during COVID, it was 160,000. And when I Google on Carousel, I got shocked that this because for Rolex watches like maybe 40, 50,000, and this like 160,000. So I told myself like, okay, I'm not going to like look at it. But like after the crash, like last year, I got this for like 78,000.
Oh, what is a very big drop also.
Yeah, that's why I say if I sell some of my GMTs and all that to get this, I mean, you all start to understand what I talk about, the worth of the watch. Yeah. So, I mean, even this one, I was looking at it for 3 or 4 years before I finally pulled the trigger. And even in Japan, they're still trading. I mean, you go to Tokyo, the watch shop, it's like 120 Sing dollars. Yeah, but happened, I saw for sale at 78,000. Very new, unpolished and all that, full box, full set. So I just decided to put the trigger. Yeah.
And most probably is like what you like lah.
You must like. Yeah. So today I wear most of this. I mean, the Rolex journey has been very fun for me. Just to share with you a bit of like fun facts. So Rolex do about 1 million pieces a year. Manufacture about 1 million. So AP does about 40,000 a year. So you can see.
So it's more rare.
Yes, it's very few. I mean, Rolex is like BM, Mercedes like mass market, but AP is like 40,000, and then Patek is like 60,000 a year. But if you look at like Richard Mille, it's like 5,000 a year.
Wow.
So it's like
Richard Mille is the highest.
It's like very rare now. It's very high, But we start to see Richard Mille prices dropping already. But personally, I feel that I don't know whether it will last long. Right. Yeah, but if the price drops significantly from the peak, I might consider to buy one. Yeah, but it's just you must like the watch first. Like, just don't buy for the price. Yeah, so I don't mind like keeping this watch for a long time. But if I don't sell this box in the next 10, 20 years, I'm okay. Like for example, this is the date that I bought a very long time. I remember Jimmy also bought one during around the same time. It's very small now. I don't wear it, but I mean I bought it for 10K. Today is like trading at 18 to 20K. But I mean I just keep it. Yeah.
It's gonna look like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, it's
but you'll be entirely real if you throw the watch like that.
Yeah, I mean those are the. So I like to collect. Most of my watches, if you can see, they are all like rose gold or like yellow gold. So I like to collect. I mean, I have some steel watches. This is a very interesting piece. It's like an anniversary. This is a sea dweller. It's a sea dweller, so anniversary piece, launched in 2017. And in 2018, they still have this piece, but they changed the dial a little bit. So this is like only the 2017 have, but only, so it's rare, but it's not high. So I bought this for like 18,000. Today is like new pieces are trading like 15,000. And even this piece, I think you can fetch at maybe 16,000. It's not worth a lot, but it's only that it's rare. So sometimes it's rare, but it's not high. But maybe one day this piece and then say then it can become like 35
again.
Yeah. So I mean you don't know. So this watch I don't wear it. It's a little bit big for me. It's 43 mm, but
thick also.
Yeah, it's thick. It's a sea dweller. So sea dweller is like the big brother of a submariner, but I mean,
so they somewhat consider the diversification.
Yeah.
You buy the more popular ones, your Daytona,
a little
your
bit,
GMT, your Submariner. Then others, if the show actor come out, the thing maybe make more lah.
Yeah, if a Korean actor wear this and do a K-pop,
different.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, the safe pieces are always GMT, Submariner, and Daytona. That's always the safe pieces. Yeah.
Any more questions you have, Jimmy?
No,
a time check lah. So
yeah.
Oh, that's a very good chat. I think there's a very nice conversation with Chem, and I think we need to close already. I thought it's too long.
Talking about favorite things, we talk very long.
I think our audience will be also very interested lah. I guess this is something that we don't really hear day to day from people, especially. Like, I mean, you don't really have friends who are really collectors and really trading and know so much inside the market lah.
Not a lot of people got the poison to release on you lah.
Yes lah, exactly.
He's one of them.
And we also kena lah, yeah, we just want to thank you, Chem, for sharing your expertise. And any final thoughts you want to leave with our listeners here?
No, I mean, first thing for watches, just buy what you like, buy within your means. Don't never go and borrow and buy. I know people who borrow and buy.
Yeah.
They take like credit card loans, or credit card like installment plan, all that. I would strongly advise not. I mean, if it's really something that you really like, you can wait for it. And just like this piece, after 4 years, I bought it. It makes it better. So don't be a hurry and don't overstretch on this, because it's not really going to make you a lot of money. So first do your financial planning and all that first, and then with a little bit of surplus, then do the watches, buy what you like. Wait a little bit is okay. And when you buy something, be prepared to hold it long. Don't buy something and want to sell it in 6 months or in 2 years, and that probably will not be good advice for collecting watches.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for our listeners for tuning in as well. Stay tuned for our next episode, and we also discuss one very interesting topic called luxury cars.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us in season 4 of Finance Bros. We hope you find the information valuable and insightful. So remember, the journey to financial success is ongoing, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Stay tuned for our next episode, and until then, keep striving for your financial goals. Until next time, this is Jimmy and Simon signing off.
And Chem, thank you so much.